they're all working together as a unit to try to erase trans women by any means necessary, by taking away our rights, by turning people against us, and it's all subliminal. You have to understand how the subconscious mind works. It's Nick Venus once again, welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on all post notifications so you can be notified every time I upload. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about how they want to eradicate transgender women. I noticed that they use subliminal messages, and you have to understand the way the subconscious mind works, right? So what they all do is they're all working in different niches, right? They're all working as a unit to try to program society to get rid of transgender women. That's what they're all doing. So for example, okay, let's say like YouTubers, right? They'll make videos saying that, oh, these trans women need to stop tricking men, and that's the reason why you guys get unalived. So for one, they're subliminally programming society into thinking that a vast majority of transgender women are tricking men, which is a lie, right? And they're also promoting unaliving for transgender women specifically. So they're making it sound like it's okay to unalive transgender women. That's what they're doing. And then another thing that they do, right, what the chicken heads do, like even for example, the other day I seen this chicken head, right, on YouTube, and she was saying like, oh, these transgenders are men. That's a man. That's an XY chromosome. If any man sleeps with a man, he's gay. He's disgusting. That's an XY chromosome. Right? So what she's doing is she's using the tactic to shame men into disliking transgender women. So if you get men to dislike transgender women, they won't protect us. So she's doing subliminal messages in that type of sense. Then there's the people in office, right, that are trying to take away transgender rights, because mind you, they cannot come after us. They can't come after the grown women, right? So instead they go after the teenagers. They're trying to take away their rights, their ability to transition, right? So that way they have to go through male puberty, and it'll be hard for them to be passable. And on top of that, it'll probably make them depressed and potentially suicidal. So they're trying to get rid of trans women by any means necessary, even if it's making them suicidal so they take their own lives. That's what they're trying to do. They even say, oh, we want to eradicate trans women.
Transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely. The whole preposterous ideology.
And then they use other tactics. The women use certain tactics by trying to program society subliminally into believing that we are vicious predators and after kids, because this is how they do it. They say, oh, I don't feel safe inside of a bathroom with a transgender man. Those men are dangerous, and I think they're coming after our little daughters, right? And I have to look after my little daughter too. They're after our little daughters and they're after me. So that in turn subliminally programs society into thinking trans women are vicious, attacking women and after little kids, the P word, right? Like I said, they're all working together as a unit to try to erase trans women by any means necessary, by taking away our rights, by turning people against us, and it's all subliminal. You have to understand how the subconscious mind works, right? Mind you, these people, most of society is like bots. They're like robots, right? They're easily manipulated. So most of society is not gonna look in their reality. They're not gonna stop and look around in their own reality, right? Outside of social media and say, do I see trans women out here beating on women? Do I see trans women in bathrooms assaulting women? Do I see trans women going after little kids? They're not gonna do that, because if they did it, they're like, no, I don't see it, because it doesn't happen. That stuff doesn't happen, right? It's all on social media to try to subliminally program society into coming after trans women, trying to program the men to not protect us, trying to program men to beat us up. And another thing about the bathroom situation, right? They were complaining. Remember, they were complaining like, oh, any trans woman that's inside the bathroom, that's so dangerous for me. I feel so scared. It's so dangerous because that's a biological born man, right? So, mind you, now in certain cities, they're building gender neutral bathrooms, right? They're building gender neutral bathrooms. Mind you, it's not one occupancy. It's literally 10 to 11 stalls.
This is happening. Have you ever been in an all-gender restroom? This your first one? This is my first one, especially in the airport. It's happening. Did y'all know this was all-gender?
Yeah. We're doing makeup in an all-gender.
This is my first time.
Absolutely nothing is happening. Nothing. There's no men beating on women. Nothing. So this whole thing contradicts everything that they're saying. It's all discrimination, because if biological men were beating on women 24/7 and it was so dangerous, it'd be happening. It's not happening because it never was happening. So what they're doing, right, it's all subliminal programming. So they're taking the same 3 stories of those people that claim to be transgender, right? They claim to be transgender and they're usually sex offenders, right? And they're recycling in rotation them same 3 stories. Different YouTubers will literally recycle the exact same 3 stories over and over and over and over again because it's not happening. It doesn't happen. You will never in a million years see someone that looks like me, right? You'll never see an actual trans woman in the news saying, oh, she beat up a woman, oh, she did this, oh, she did that. You'll never see that because it doesn't happen. When you look at these same 3 stories, what do they look like? They all look the same, don't they? They all look the same. They look like they just started transitioning yesterday. Okay, and if that doesn't work, they'll try to use prison to justify their discrimination. Literally, prison rules, right? They'll say, oh, but there was a woman that got pregnant by a transgender woman in prison. Okay, but was it by force or was it consensual? Last time I checked, it was consensual. And last time I checked, if she is dumb enough to have sex in prison and get pregnant, that's on her, right? And to top it off, those are prison rules. Everybody up in there has a BITCH. There's men on men, there's women on women, there's male guard on women, there's women guard on men, there's men on trans women, there's trans women on women. Literally, everybody up in there has a BITCH. It's prison. It's not the real world. It's not how our world operates.
Come out to play. So you want to do it the hard way, huh? I got it for you hard. Don't drop the soap, Carl.
Bring me some real data, facts, statistics, not some recycled, regurgitated nonsense that you keep recycling because you have no stories. So yeah, so as I was saying, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to subliminally program society because, like I said, most of society is so slow that they don't stop and look and see actual reality outside of social media. They literally just focus on social media and get an outrage because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to turn everybody against transgender women. And trans women, we have like so much power. We literally can be on a t-shirt and these people will literally protest and boycott the whole entire store and put them out of business. That's how much power we have. If we wanted to, we could utilize our power and utilize their hatred against them. If we wanted to. Not saying to do that, but I'm saying if we wanted to. All we need to do as influencers is say, oh, we're working with this company and yeah, they're supporting trans women and we're about to have some transgender products in the store. All these idiots will run to that company, boycott them, put them out of business because that's how much power we have. These people are idiots. So yeah, I noticed that that's what it is. It's all subliminal programming. It's all predictive subliminal programming to try to turn everyone against transgender women in particular. And honestly, people are so slow that you cannot get rid of what was already here. Trans women have always been here, and maybe I'll make a video about that in the future, but we've been called different names. This is what people don't understand. We didn't have technology at the time. We didn't have doctors and surgeries and medications and stuff, right? Trans women have always been here. We just weren't called trans. We weren't called transgender. We weren't called transsexual. We were called different names in different civilizations and stuff like that. In ancient times, we were called something different. We didn't just pop up out of thin air. We've always been here. You can't take away what was already here. You just butthurt because you realize that we're beautiful, we're talented, we're gifted, we're unique, and we have that type of power. We just have that type of thing about us, and you're jealous. We've always been here through different cultures. You can look at different cultures. You can look at freaking, the furthest I can go back is 400 BC, right? 400 BC. People like us have always been here, but like I said, we went by different names. It wasn't always called transgender. It wasn't always called transsexual. It only became transsexual once surgeries, you know, came along. Once people were getting pumped and stuff with silicone and having surgeries and stuff, then they changed the name to transsexual, but we've always been here. But we're called different names. If you look at different cultures, we've been in different cultures. We've been in Asian cultures. We've been in Indian cultures. We've been here. We've been everywhere. How are you going to worship people like us in the ancient time, but now you hate people like us? Like crazy, crazy. These people just want to hop on the hate the trans women bandwagon. That's all that it is. Like I said, they're easily subliminally controlled. And that's what it is. They're trying to work as a unit to subliminally program society to try to get rid of us by any means, by attacking us, bullying us, making us depressed, by trying to take away our rights, whatever it is. And it ain't right, you know, it's not right. But like I said, I believe in what you give, you get. That's what I believe. That's my motto. What you give, if you give love, you receive love. If you give hate, you receive hate. Whatever you're giving, that's what you're going to receive. I leave it in God's hands. And that's another thing. You have to realize this world is a bad world. It's not good. It's not a good world. This is why God says, do not be of the world. Hello. So really analyze this. Think about this now. Okay. If the world is a bad world, why would they go after a small minority that they claim is bad? Let me repeat that. If the world is bad, why would they go after a small minority if they are so bad? Wouldn't we be praised? Wouldn't we be praised and uplifted? And it's all spiritual. And maybe I'll talk about that in the future in a different video, but like I said, it's all a spiritual thing. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, future content, and until next time, guys.